Hey everyone, welcome back to Life in Pixels. Thanks for joining me today for another build. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be doing the 1 pack per room challenge. I first saw Vixella do this. I think she might have been actually the one that originated this challenge. I'm not 100% sure. But since then, I've also seen Plumbella and Little Simsy do this challenge. So shout out to those 3 ladies. They've inspired me so much. So I was super excited to go ahead and do this challenge. And y'all, I am never like on time for trends or challenges or anything in any facet of life, not just The Sims or video games. So I think it's pretty cool that I actually am on time with something for once. So I was really excited to do this. So if you haven't seen anybody do this challenge, what you do is you use a random pack generator. James Turner has one that he created for randomizing Sims packs for, whatever challenges you might be doing. And I'll go ahead and link that down below for you. But anyway, you randomize the pack for each room that you're decorating. And so that's where the challenge comes in because, it's hard to create a completely cohesive house when everything is from a different pack. Plus, there was some fun challenges on trying to get some furniture to work for certain rooms when there were objects missing. I, of course, had to struggle with the floor plan when this challenge isn't even about the floor plan. I had created this kind of weird shape, and for whatever reason, I was really dedicated to keeping it that shape and not changing it. And so then I struggled with the floor plan because I wanted to have a lot of different rooms so that I could use a lot of different packs for this challenge. I wanted to try to decorate a lot of different rooms with different packs, but I didn't want to make the house too huge. And then also I like an open concept floor plan for the downstairs where the living room, the kitchen, the dining aren't all super distinct spaces. I like that in real life and I like that in The Sims. So it was a little bit of a task. I ended up going with an open concept because I was thinking, no, it has to be a closed off concept so that I can do all of the rooms. But I ended up just decorating each distinct space in the open concept with the pack that they were supposed to be. So I rolled for City Living to decorate the exterior of the house. So that was the door, the windows, and the wallpaper. I guess you wouldn't call it wallpaper for the outside, but that's what they call it in The Sims. Anyway, when I first rolled City Living for this, I was so excited because I was like, oh, I love the stuff from City Living. But I really didn't think about the fact that since City Living is primarily apartments, and we can't edit the exterior of the apartments, that pack really didn't come with a lot of things for the exterior of the pack. Especially not for the short wall height, and I tried to change it to medium wall height. There were a couple of more door options for that, but it just looked weird with this house being taller than a short wall height, in my opinion. So I went ahead and left it with the short one. So we went with this kind of brick industrial sort of style exterior, which I ended up really liking in the end. And when I was doing this challenge, if there was something that wasn't available in that pack, like if the pack didn't come with any wallpaper or any flooring or a really essential item, like for example, if the bathroom didn't have a toilet and it needed to have a toilet to actually be a bathroom and be functional, I went ahead and used an item from the base game. But that's the only time that I used an item from outside the pack, because if we're being realistic, in order to have one of the packs, you have to have the base game. So I wanted to make this house fully functional in some place that you could live in if you wanted to. So I made sure to include those necessary items. So I think we are just about done with the exterior. I'm just adding some base game foundation because City Living didn't come with any. And now this next part is, I thought wasn't going to be that hard when I initially rolled it for the landscaping. I decided to do the exterior as one pack and then the landscaping as a separate pack, and it ended up being Get to Work. And I initially was like, oh, Get to Work has like the alien plants, which would be pretty cool because that like red bush up there in the front, like I was thinking, oh, that could look like a nice autumn bush. That's not super like offensive, and I can make that work. No, no, could not make it work. I messed with it for a little bit. I think I cut that part out because I messed with it for quite a while actually. It kind of floats. Like, I don't know if y'all can see it from here, but if it had actually like sunk into the ground, well, not sunk into the ground, but set on the ground, I could have made it work. But it was floating the entire time, and nothing I could do could get it to lower, and so that was really annoying. And I was like, well, I can live with a red bush, but I can't live with a floating bush. So, pick your what am I trying to say? Pick your pet peeves. And so I ended up just using these planters that were out of the decoration category where like the house plants are. They kind of look like outdoor planters to me anyway, so I used those, and then I sized up that vase. I did it once in the front and once in the back. So I don't know if that's like cheating on the landscaping, but that's what we got because I didn't actually use any of the outdoor plants. And then I did make use of window boxes, so there are no trees or bushes or anything on this lot, so it is a very bare and pristine landscaping. Here for the entryway, I had gotten cool kitchen stuff, and there's no flooring or wallpaper that came with that pack. So I went ahead and I used a base game floor and wallpaper that's really neutral. And then I ended up just going ahead and using this flooring and this wallpaper in other rooms of the house when there was no wallpaper or flooring from the pack available. I just kept it consistent and used that same wallpaper and flooring throughout. I think the entryway came out actually pretty cute with it just being from a kitchen pack. At first, I didn't know what I was going to be able to put in there because I was like, oh, I don't remember what comes in Cool Kitchen besides, kitchen items. But they have those cute little end tables that have like books on them, and those flower vases are actually some of my favorite flowers in the game. I use them pretty much in every single build that I do, and I didn't realize that they came with Cool Kitchen stuff, so I liked that. Now we've moved on to the kitchen, so I've decided to keep this kitchen within this little nook right here while maintaining the open concept floor plan. So I tried to only put the decorations right here in this little nook. I did end up putting a plant like right outside of the kitchen, so I don't know if that's cheating, but YOLO. Anyway, I was super excited that I got Jungle Adventure for the kitchen. I think it's one of the most beautiful packs for furnishings. I literally love all the furniture that comes in this pack, but the kitchen is super, super gorgeous. I love the countertops, and I love that retro stove and refrigerator that we got. And I think this is actually the very first time I've ever used the Jungle Adventure sink though. I usually just use one of the probably base game sinks that you like put in the actual countertop instead of the standalone one. But it really worked where it was in the nook. I think I don't use it because there's like a bit of a backsplash on the sink, but then there's no backsplash on the counters, so that kind of annoys me, but it worked because it was in the corner. As you can see, I kind of sized down some of those wall tapestries and used them for curtains because no curtains came with this pack, but I thought that was really cute, and with them being underneath the cabinets that I put across the tops of the windows, I think it really worked. I originally was just going to leave the cabinets over the top of the windows. I normally wouldn't do that because these were taller windows and I didn't want to like hide part of the window. But I was like, well, they need some sort of covering, so I'll just use cabinets for coverings. But then it worked out with the curtains. So there's that plant. As you can see, I put it like literally right outside of the kitchen. But, we can either go with this as an open concept. It needed a plant. It needed a little something. So I'm just going to go ahead and be okay with it staying there. This flooring, oh, I love this wood flooring from Jungle Adventure, but I ended up having to switch this out in a little bit, and you'll see I ended up putting a tile from Jungle Adventure there instead because the packs that I got for the living and dining room areas did not come with flooring, so I stuck to my dedication of using the base game flooring that I had used in the hallway for the rest of the rooms that didn't have specific pack flooring. And since I did choose like a dark wood tone, it really clashed, so I wanted to go ahead and just change that to tile. Here we're moving on to the living room, and I got laundry day stuff for the living room area. And at first when I rolled that, I was like, there is no way that I'm going to be able to make a living room out of laundry day stuff that actually looks like a living room, because I totally forgot that we got those chairs and couch. To me, they look more like outdoor furniture because they're wicker, and normally I see wicker furniture outdoors, but I have seen some people have wicker furniture in their house, especially like I live in the South, and some people have wicker furniture in their house, so it's not like that bizarre of a concept. But I did use this open concept living to my advantage. As you can see, there is a washer and dryer out here in the living room because I was like, well, we can't use laundry day stuff without actually putting laundry in there. I mean, we could have, but I wanted to really represent the pack there. So I went ahead and tucked it right outside the kitchen. So maybe we can say that the Sims that live here really wanted a washer and a dryer, and maybe they would have put it in the kitchen if they had had more space too, but the kitchen's a little bit small, so they just stuck it right outside around the corner. It actually doesn't bother me as much as I originally thought it would after I get it like wallpapered and put everything else in here. It really doesn't look that bizarre. The seating area I think turned out really cute. That corner is a little bit of dead space of just like baskets and clutter, but I couldn't get one of those shelving units to really fit in there without blocking a window like a lot, and I just really didn't want to do that. So I just put some clutter around. I don't know, maybe they just moved in, or no, they didn't just move in because the rest of the place looks pretty lived in. I don't know. They just have a little bit of a hoarding corner, and we're gonna let them have that. So now I'm moving on to the dining room area, which I decided is just gonna be kind of like right here near the kitchen. And I got my first pet stuff for this. And I know a lot of people hate on this pack, and I understand why. Like, I think it is pretty crummy that this was a DLC for a DLC, so I get why people hate it. I didn't buy it myself until it was on sale, and I got it for like $4. But I really do like the items in the pack for like kids. I think they're super cute items for kids. But a dining room was a little bit of a challenge. I originally was trying to use one of the end tables that came with my first pet stuff to pretend to be a dining table, but it wouldn't have actually been functional. So I decided to go ahead and use a base game table, dining table, so that it would actually be functional and your Sims could eat at it. But then I used the My First Pet stuff chairs, and the rug under there is also from that pack. So everything else is from that pack. I just wanted to make it functional, and I do like that little cat lamp in the corner. I think it turned out super cute. And those postcards, if you're wondering, they're from, if you do bb.show hidden objects, that cheat, then those are the postcards that your pet, like hamster, can go get if they go on adventures. And I thought that gave us a little bit more wall decor. I kind of struggled with over here by these doors where I ended up putting the pet bed and the toy box and the kids activity table. Like, if I wanted to extend the My First Pet stuff all the way over there, since it was for the dining room, and I was like, well, how far does the dining room actually extend? But since I did open concept, I was like, well, I'll just go ahead and put these items over there, and I think it worked. And it looks like, you know, the kid has some activities down there, and of course I had to put pet stuff because we were using My First Pet stuff. So I'm assuming that they're gonna have a dog because I didn't include a litter box, because I didn't want to have a litter box in the dining room, so no kitties. So down here in this half bath is Spa Day was the pack that I rolled for there. So it's just really simple, just sink, toilet, mirror, light, plant. It was actually a really easy pack to make a bathroom out of. I wish that I had rolled that pack for one of the bigger bathrooms. That would have been, easier for me, but the point of this challenge isn't to be super easy, so it's okay. Down here, I made this the master bedroom, and I got vintage glamour for the pack for this room, and I was really excited. I love the vintage glamour items. I really like the vintage, I guess we'll just go ahead and use that word because vintage summed it up. I was gonna say retro, but vintage sounds nicer. I like that vintage aesthetic both in real life and in The Sims. I think it's really pretty. But this is when I was like, oh, the house aesthetics aren't really going to be super cohesive, because I think so far between the outside and what I had done on the inside, I think it actually worked and made it look all one style pretty much. And I was like, okay, this is going to be like really cohesive. I'm actually going to be able to pull this off. And then vintage glamour for the bedroom is, of course, much more upscale and nicer looking than anything else from the rest of the main living space. So I don't know, maybe we just pretend that these Sims put a lot more money into their bedroom because maybe that's more important to them than their living space, which, I mean, I get it. Bedroom's a very important part of the room. Sleep is amazing. But I am really excited with the way the bedroom turned out. It does look really glamorous, in my opinion. I did have to use that base game flooring in there because Vintage Glamour did not come with a floor. So now we're moving on to the master bath, which I got perfect patio stuff for the master bath. So as you can see, I did put a toilet and a shower and a sink in here, and a mirror. They're all from base game. So like I said, I was using items to make sure that these spaces were functional, but those countertops are from Perfect Patio, which they actually kind of work in there. I think it does work with the whole vintage glamour thing because they look really sleek. The only thing that I really dislike about the bathroom is the lighting, or the lack of, because all I had available was candle lights and those lanterns, or those large chess pieces kind of light up, and then there was like a wall light. It wasn't exactly a wall light, I don't know, weird standing light that I kind of merged into the wall to make it work. So the bathroom is very dimly lit, very much mood lighting. Good thing that the Sims have mirrors out in their bedroom so they can see to get ready, because you would be looking crazy if you were trying to get ready in that bathroom. So up here on the landing, I got Moschino stuff, which I was really excited about. I love the Moschino stuff pack. I think it has a lot of really cool items. I do like a lot of the funky kind of style and pattern stuff. I don't really like the clothes so much, which is something that I hear a lot of people saying, that they don't like the Moschino brand clothing that came in the pack that much, and probably because it's just super duper high end, and that just really doesn't resonate with me. But I do like the build items a lot, and I think the landing came out super cute. I love that bookshelf. That bookshelf has to be one of my favorite items, I think, in The Sims, period. It looks so realistic, and like the little clutter and the albums on there and the plant, I love it. Now I'm moving on to this bedroom. I imagined for a child age Sim, since I did put the activity table downstairs, I wanted to make this a child Sim, though the decor probably lends itself a little bit more to a teenager, but anyway, we're just gonna go with it's a child Sims room, because I got movie hangout stuff for this bedroom. So I did have to put in a base game bed, which I do end up changing out that one for another base game bed in a little bit, because all of the items from movie hangout are just so vibrant and colorful, and that bed just really wasn't popping as much. I didn't think it really went as well because it wasn't as bright. They do have neutral swatches on all or almost all of these items for movie hangout, but I really wanted to go ahead and embrace that super colorful, super vibrant look. So I just went full force, and it might not all match together, but oh well, I like it. I think it does kind of match because it is so loud that if you have enough loud stuff together, then it looks okay because it's not all just like saturated in one loud color, but it's just a bunch of loud colors. So then it just looks really, what's the word that I'm looking for? Oh, I don't know. Like gypsy, but not gypsy because that's rude. Um, I don't know what the word I'm trying to look for is, but I really like it all together. So just finishing up here with a nice peacock tapestry. So moving on, this room is the upstairs bathroom. So kind of like I was originally thinking the kids' bathroom, since there's only one bedroom upstairs and it's for the kid. But then of course I rolled for Get Famous, and that has some really, really swanky bathroom items. They did have a couple of the mid-century bathroom items, like the shower and the sink. I could have gone more that mid-century look, which was my original plan, except the only toilet that came with Get Famous was the super duper fancy toilet. And I did want to use a base game toilet since this pack actually did come with one. So I went ahead and just decided to embrace it and go full super glamorous expensive bathroom. So these Sims clearly have put most of their money into that one upstairs bathroom, and maybe that's why they just have a pile of wicker baskets in their living room for decoration. So finally we're moving on to the back porch, and I got outdoor retreat for the back porch, so I just added a couple of benches out here, and I ended up putting a guitar. So I think that's probably the only activity item that they actually have in this house besides that one for kids, so this is the only activity for an adult. And with that, the build is done. Enjoy the rest of the screenshots, and I'll see y'all next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.